Hey y'all, this is the Get Your Lewis Show. How y'all doing today? Today is Saturday the 14th. We're having an epidemic about this coronavirus. The grocery stores are being without toilet paper and without waters, and the shelves are empty all around Houston, Texas. They're saying closing down schools till March 31st. A lot of the prisons have been shut down. They're not taking visits at this time in Texas. I don't know about other states, but I know TDC is not accepting visitors. So if you're trying to go visit a loved one, you might need to call the unit first in order to see what's going on. If you're still looking for water and toilet paper, try the local Targets. I went through Target yesterday. They still had a lot of water on the shelves. I know they say Kroger's and HEBs are empty. Try the dollar stores, not Family Dollars, the Dollar General. Try the dollar stores. Okay, I know they had a lot of waters the other night. People was running in and out the water. Running in and out the dollar stores getting water and toilet paper. They had a lot on shelves. It's an epidemic going on. They said the difference between the flu and the coronavirus is a fever. I know a lot of healthcare workers, while they're going into their jobs, they're being tested. They're giving them thermometers to make sure they don't have a fever. We have rumors and speculation that the city is going to shut down. From my understanding, when Sylvester Turner tweeted, he stated that he's closing main functionings, but you still have Moody Gardens, you still have the zoo open, you still have the carnival in Greenspoint. The rodeo shut down due to it was a person that was affected in the rodeo. Okay, so speculations going around that we're going to be shut down to March 31st. No, the schools are shutting down. They say to wash your hands and don't come in contacts because they have droplets. That means that if you sneeze or cough, droplets can touch the surface. But right now, we have cases in Fort Bend, Montgomery County. They say some in Harris County. They have shut the courthouses down. So they're just saying, be careful. Make sure you have hand sanitizer. I know a lot of the hand sanitizers are not in stock, like toilet paper, water. They saying get bleach. You can't find a lot of Clorox wipe. It's real expensive on Amazon. They're telling you to be careful with masks. Be careful if you're around people digging in their nose, sneezing. They're saying to stay the distance because it can carry in the air. And also they're saying that it's new studies revealing that it could touch back. It could linger in the air up to 9 hours, 3 to 9 hours in Leo. So that's why they're saying right now, be cautious, washing hands, be cautious, face-to-face contact. If you're sneezing, I know it's allergy season. They're saying stay home. Make sure you take some Claritins. They're fast acting, Mucinex, Benadryl, any allergy medication, because your jobs are not trying to hear it. For also, they're stating that the water cannot be turned off right now if you're not paying your bill. That means all the counties, that's suburbs in Texas and Houston, Dallas, do not want you. President Trump have banned traveling right now. They quarantine Italy, Europe. They're being quarantined in Asia. So we have a lot of people that traveled in the Pearland and the Fort Bend area. So they're not trying to scare you. They're just trying to make you take precautions of the spread. Study shows that the respiratory and the lungs will fail. You will be on a ventilator. So be very careful. A lot of healthcare workers are in high quarantine and high risk, So be very careful, take precautions. I know we had it all over Facebook. I was reading on Facebook and they stated Sylvia Brown, that used to be on the Montel Williams show, predicted this, that in 2020 it will be an epidemic flu-like symptom that will come in the air and airborne, you know, and it will not be a treatment for it. CDC is working on it. They say they have test lab. They're trying to make sure people are very familiar, you know, very aware that you can afford this with health care. So be very cautious in traveling by ship. You know, a lot of people don't want to turn down because they purchased their Carnival cruises and all this. But call the Princess Line or the Carnival Cruise and try to see if you can get a rain check until this epidemic like go over. A lot of the schools will not open back to March 31st. They have canceled baseball, soccer, football, training. Colleges are now canceling. TSU cancel. They're trying to make sure you can do your schooling online. A lot of the Fort Bend and Pearland districts, ISD, HID just canceled. It was a lot of rage going up about HISD not participating in not the spread of coronavirus. I don't know his opinions, not facts, but from my understanding, hearsay through, you know, the community. So a lot of y'all, we need to wash our hands with soap. You know, they saying it's poor hygiene, but it's not just poor hygiene. It's a spread in the air because it lives in the air and it lives on surface. From my understanding, that wood is not a traveling surface. It's only like porcelain, ceramic, plastic, stuff like that. Be very aware if you're coughing. I know you need to pay your bills and stuff like that. Try to call some of your creditors and see if you can get extensions. You know, if you have to stay home and been quarantined, be very cautious for senior citizens. They say that it really can take them out. I know the whole Italy is quarantined. The death rates are rising. They say that the ambulance won't even come in the house and get the people that have died. They won't even come, you know, because they only have a limited amount of equipment. This is what they're stating. Okay, so we know, you know, we can't stop plagues and, you know, epidemics from spreading. But what we can do is we can, you can learn the knowledge and the basics of how to stop the spread, and you can prepare yourself. I know in Houston we've been through tornadoes, we've been through hurricanes after hurricanes, we've been through floods. Now we have the coronavirus. We are a community that's full of love, full of prayer, full of help, full of knowledge. We have a lot of mayor behind us. We have the governor. We have the state reps, the congressmen. We have the chief of police. We have, you know, a lot of law enforcement that are for the communities, for us as the mayors and all that of different, you know, suburban areas. So I know in Montgomery County, they don't even want you picking up petty theft cases or anybody like that in their jail. Okay, we know a police officer worked at the rodeo, and they said that he was infected with the coronavirus due to traveling or whatever. So that's why the rodeo was shut down, but he never wrote tickets. He never wrote, then it was like another person was cooking in there. So if you ate some food and you kind of scared, you know, you can call 211. They have helplines to talk to somebody to see how you can go about to get tested. Okay, this is the Get Your Lewis Show. We're trying to bring awareness to the community in order to help ease your mind. A lot of people are scared. They're on the phone. They're saying, oh, Lord, what if I die tomorrow? What if I get infected? You know, hey, for number one, we need to pray. Prayer is the strongest thing. You know, plead the blood of Jesus over your life, you know, and keep talking. You know, keep learning what you need to learn. Okay. Another thing is the lines are at the door at every grocery store. They're telling us to stock up on canned foods, stock up because you never know when the city might shut down. But if you go look at Sylvester Turner tweets, he is stating we're not shutting the system down. We're trying to bring awareness to the city. the city of Houston. You know, and they have until March the 31st to come up with some antidote in order to cure this coronavirus. So a lot of y'all are panicking, and you have a right to panic because it's shutting down respiratory and lungs. They're trying to compare with the flu, but the flu don't have the fever that they're stating. Okay? A lot of deaths occur more with the flu than with the coronavirus right now, at least. Okay? So pay attention to the news. Go to every channel. Get the updates. Research it. For a lot of y'all that don't have, call somebody, one of your neighbors, get the kids to look on Google, and research things for yourself. Okay? They're stating that the zoo is open for spring break because we're in spring break right now for the kids. They're stating that Moody Garden is open, Kima is open, okay, and the Greens Point Carnival is open. The radio is canceled. All concerts are canceled. I'm not sure if the House of Blues is canceled. I've been hearing it on Magic 102. I'm not sure if the concert tonight is canceled with H-Town them and Avante and Genuine. No, I think it's Drew Hill. I'm not sure if that's canceled tonight. They're having a lot of club parties. Taylor's having a birthday party for Hump. So I'm not sure. Just pay attention to your Facebook, Google events that's happening around Houston, see which one's canceled and see which one's open. Okay? And also, tax season will be extended due to the coronavirus. I know President Trump was stating about that too. A lot of y'all can file still if you have your W-2s. I'm hearing a lot of people have not filed. It's not too late to file. The deadline is April the 15th. You still can file. You can have your W-2s, your IDs, your 1099. A lot of y'all, if you getting unemployment, you need to call the unemployment line to see where you file your claim to get that form, because it's very important you have that form to file unemployment. Okay? We need that as a tax preparer. A lot of y'all need to update your address. A lot of people are not updating their addresses. Your W-2 address is different from your healthcare address, from your healthcare address to your ID. A lot of these addresses are different. I have to go back and tell you, if you're enrolled in college and you have your master's now, 2 to 3 years ago, you had a different address, go to the college enrollment and change your address. If you're working at H&R, at a job, go to your human resource. If you've been there 5, 10, 20 years, go back and change your address. If your license needs to be updated, update your license. Health insurance. A lot of people are getting 1095As through the mail because they're forgetting that they purchased health insurance through Obamacare or Molina. Go to healthcare.gov and register and log in and get that information you need. It's a summary. You can't have your insurance card. You have to have a summary. It's a summary that states from January of 2019 to December 2019. It's 3 columns. It's 400 or 500 each column. They need that as a tax preparer. They're not going to allow you to get your taxes. Okay, I have a lot of people calling, asking questions. But until you verify your identity, your taxes cannot be released. If you file with your last check stub, you need to go back and get your W-2 and give it to your tax preparer. They're holding your checks because your wages is off, and they need box 12 and they need box 14. That means the deductions that's on your W-2 needs to be on your taxes. So go back and take all this information to your tax preparer in order to release your. I know I paid attention to different things. If you use your last check stub, I'm gonna say it once again, go back to your tax preparer and get your W-2. Okay, because it's not equaling up. The IRS is not going to release that. If you're filing dependents, that's not your niece, nephew, brother, sister, they're not going to release a check to you. Okay, you have to have the same address or school records to prove this is your niece or nephew or your stepchild. The IRS is connected with workforce, unemployment, uh, the College of Education. Okay, a lot of y'all are set up on payment plans with the college and not in default. Come December the 31st, they're snatching a lot of y'all refund through college. I have a lot of people calling me telling me they took their college. They're gonna get their money. Okay, the IRS pay three people: the unemployment and they pay college. So a lot of time people calling me not knowing where their money went. Change your address. Update it with the college. If you in default, every 6 months you have to fill out a paperwork. Update your address there. It's not gonna change just because you have a driving license. Your responsibility is to call on the telephone and update all these government agencies. Okay, they're not gonna do it for you. You're over the age of 18 and you should take responsibility, and your address is being renewed and changed. Every time you move, you have to forward it or have a mailing address. This is the Gidget Lewis Show. We'll be back with y'all. We're going on a break right now. This is the Gidget Lewis Show. We'll be right back with y'all.
Shall we begin? Let's begin. Let's begin.
Gidget Lewis Show, and we're back. Okay, y'all know they saying there's a big thing going on in the music business with Jay-Z and well, not Jay-Z, with Megan Thee Stallion, James Prince, and 1501 Carl Crawford. You know, they saying that Megan didn't sign a deal and Carl Crawford get all the percentage of everything that she do, streaming and all that, and they didn't want to release the album. It was on the Auxiliary carry, Fox 26, it's worldwide news. Now they putting up there by her GPA and all this and that. You know, they putting up her mug shots. You know, a lot of times when you're a young artist and you're trying to get in the door and people see the potentials in you and then you take off, you feel like, hey, you know, I'm getting robbed. But every one of the artists, J. Rule talked about this in his documentary. He talked about how when he became an artist, that he got like that Ja Rule. That he had to make so many and produce so many albums in order to get out the contract. And a lot of times you want to know why these albums turning over like they turning over. We thinking they're trying to win an award. They're trying to get out of the contract that they signed. Okay? When you in the music industry and they give you the money and you buy cars, clothes, house, whatever, they giving you money for stage performance. They giving you money for air slots. Everything costs in the music world. You know, and they want their money for wardrobes. For travel, flights, hotels, food, meals. When we get off into a business costs money. They charge you for printing. They charge you for, you know what I'm saying, radio slots. They charge you for billboards. People think that the music industry is just easy. And it's not. In order to get your name out there, you have to have a lot of things behind you. You have to have money to invest money, to make money. Yeah, you put in your time in the DJ booth, writing your lyrics and stuff like that. But while the people invest in you because they see the hungriness and they know, it's a risk taker. They know that you finna produce because you hungry to show the world. And then when you get to the top and try to renegotiate, they feel like, hey, I put my money, I started this. I'm not gonna let somebody else come over and step on my turf. And they'll go to the war turf. So it's a lot of war going on behind big money right now, millions of dollars. Okay, so it's a turf war going on with that. And it shouldn't be because we're H-Town natives. H-Town should rock with H-Town. When the money's on the table and everybody negotiating, you've never had a big amount of money and you see money for the first time, you willing to say anything. I want this to be a lesson to learn for young new artists that's coming out. Read the fine prints of your contract. Make sure you're paying attention, okay? Because when you get in them studios and you start blowing up and you start making your name for yourself because you the one doing all the texting, all the tweeting, you the one streaming online, you blowing yourself up, but you got to remember you're in a contract. And the only way out of a contract is to buy a contract out. But you can't buy a contract out if you don't have the money. Because when you become a big, artist, and a mega big artist is that, it's not easy to buy out. Everything you wear, everything from your hair to your nails to your shoes to just your voice to your body to everything costs. You're a hot item and nobody's gonna allow you to get out of a contract when you're a hot commodity right now. Megan Thee Stallion is a hot commodity. And they're not gonna let her out of a deal because she's a hot commodity. You can sue each other, but that's why everything's coming out. They putting out her mug shots when she was arrested. She was a young child, trying to humiliate her in order like they did Britney. When Britney got that gun case for Cash Money now, Britney was a hot commodity. Just Britney came out of Houston too. And she took a rap for somebody else. And the next thing we know, just Britney wasn't as big as she was supposed to be. She was on Love and Hip Hop. Everybody tries to terrorize your character, especially as a woman, because they feel like women can't dominate the music industry. But you can. Everybody hungry for money. So now you doing the suing things. In order to ruin your reputation, everybody want to bring out ugly things. Okay? In order to ruin people's reputation. But somebody needs to stand up for justice and fair. It's not a game. They laugh and they think it's funny. Oh, people naive, they dumb, they this, they that. I don't know what the community, want to speak on. But you got the savage and the bullies in the music industry, especially when it's dealing with women. A lot of male egoistics come after women's and feel like they don't have the power because other people sit on money and they got names because, of the streets. But you got to remember, money and power can leave overnight. Okay? Everybody is not scared of bullies. And then you don't know who. You bringing rap sheets out on other people, they could bring it out on you. Everybody got a past and skeletons in the closet. Everybody can't pay off DAs, lawyers, and judges. Okay, some people stand for justice and justice for all. I just want y'all to know that as young artists, underground rappers, I know when me and Wicked Cricket was in battling with the mics, Wicked talked about the inner district all the time. Wicked came from New York. They flew planes. Wicked was just plain James. People didn't know he held as much weight as he held in the artistry until he passed. They flew planes over the White House, gave Wicked Cricket a day, gave him a name. Wicked was for the love of the underground. They buried him in a gold casket too. But my thing is, when you see talent in artists, talent in somebody, and you recognize it, you have to give them their percentage too. But people need to come to a mutual agreement and stop the wars. They always say no more violence. Well, this should be a lesson, no more wars. Money shouldn't change a character. People should come to mutual understandings and not have the government and the courts in people's business. Then that's when you start investigating. This is a Give You a Little show. I'm just speaking on topics. I don't have no facts. These just opinions and views and people he say, she say. Everything is not what it seems. It's like the musical chairs. One person say this, they take, they add, they subtract in order to sell magazines, sell a radio, sell, air slides, sell just anything. So a lot of times you can't go on just looking on media. Media will turn things around for their good in order to get the views to attract and look what they're saying. You got the paparazzi. We don't have all that in Houston yet, thank God. But it's a lot going on in California, New York, Atlanta.